Today I'm in sunny Cheltenham. I'm here at Interco. Now, you'll know Interco as the proud sponsors of our Swarf and Chip show. The reason I'm here is to meet with Les Preece and find out exactly what's going on behind me. Les, lots of noise going on around here, all for the good, because you've got a brand new building.
Yes, yeah, we're really excited about it, but as you say, there's a lot still going on, but the internals are just about there, the externals are just being finished. So
some expansion though, every time I seem to come back to Interco, something new's happening, you know, the business is growing. What's the reason behind this investment, and what's the plan for this place?
Okay, this particular unit, we're actually going to make it into a special steels sort of technology centre where we bring all the steels in here, and we have some new soaring facilities and whatever, and it's really an extension of what we already do, but just giving us a bit more capacity and for the future.
Is it a necessity because of business growth, or is it just a nicety for you to have, or are things genuinely you're doing well at the moment?
We're doing well in the situation. I mean, we've got the pandemic, we've had a bit of trouble with Brexit, as everyone has, I'm sure. But generally it's very positive. There's lots of positive signs in the oil and gas sector that we serve. So yeah, everything is on a positive note, and also what we're doing is we're putting longer leases in place. So we're taking out extended leases and securing our future, and that was the primary reason for doing this.
As a stockholder, you've got a lot here, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you know, you walk around here and there's unit after unit, and some of the product you've got here is immense. Is that one of your strengths, the fact that you're able to deliver special steels and alloys quickly?
To do it properly, you've got to stock, and you've got to stock the complete range in the grade that you stock. Some people put a few sizes in and say they stock it, but it's never quite enough. What we decided to do was to put the whole range in and do it properly in the 17 or 18 grades that we actually stock. We took a view coming into the pandemic that we would put high levels of stock in, and that has served us very, very well. A lot of our competition and people that we compete against in Europe destocked to cash because they were very worried about where we were going and where the industries were going, and we decided to go the other way and overstock, and it's actually served us very well.
And what's the market like at the moment for the specialist steels and alloys, Les?
It's patchy, I think is a way of saying it. Oil and gas was very slow. It slowed right down into the start of the pandemic. People got very nervous. Now some of those projects that were shelved are now coming to fruition and starting to be placed, and we've seen that in the last maybe 4 to 8 weeks. The aerospace sector is now showing signs of also positive movement forward, with all the planes being grounded. They're now starting to release them back into the open sphere, and people are having to spend money on those. So we are seeing positive signs.
And what should people consider when they are buying specialist steels and alloys from any supplier? What are the things where you add the value here as a company?
Well, there are several aspects, and some more important to others than the other side. The main ones are quality and a proven supply base, so your suppliers have to be audited and proven within the sectors that they serve. Many aerospace companies have to audit those mills themselves, so they will then try and find a stockholder from that mill. So we're talking about quality. Traceability is a very, very big one. Obviously knowing that the material we say you're buying, you actually are buying, and having the backup and the certification for that material. And that is a very key one. And of course, we also do the 3.2 certification, which is third-party witnessed. So those are just some of the facets that people look for.
And are there companies that would supply product without some of those things then?
Well, yes, there are.
Yeah.
It is more so in the lower grade steels. In the higher grade steels, such as what we stock, most companies that you talk to do have a pretty robust quality system. And there, of course, they should have ISO 9001 or AS 9100. So they have sort of approvals above them, looking down, saying, are you doing what you say you're doing properly? And that is quite important.
And when I say specialist steels and alloys, could you maybe tell our audience exactly what those material grades would be? So if they are machining and actually falls into what they do, they can obviously contact you.
We have sort of two primary areas. We have what we call the specialist stainless steels, which is the duplex, super duplex, which might be F55, F53, F51. You then have the 17.4 precipitation hardening stainless steels. You then have 904, F44 and 440C. All very good corrosion resistance. Some have different strengths and different in certain characteristics in certain conditions. You then have the nickel alloy base, which is the alloy 718, 625s, the alloy 400, K500 and C276. And then we have some other grades around that sort of corrosion resistant sphere with different strength structures at different temperatures and things like that. So.
And with all this infrastructure, it's not just the building here.
No.
Everything that's going on outside, the reinforcements of the roads and that, there's a lot to consider, isn't there?
Well, it is, and if anyone tells you it's cheap to stock steel, it certainly isn't. You've got obviously the high integrity slabbing all around the yard so that the forklift trucks can safely ride around the place and so on and so forth. And a big one at the moment, with scrap being so expensive and whatever, there is a tendency for the ne'er-do-wells to come around and start looking at nicking the stuff and pinching it and stealing it from yards. So for us, security is key. We're spending quite a large sum of money on the security of our site now, which this unit sits within, and we're now making it a standalone secure environment with very good closed circuit television and whatever else is necessary.
And the future, the next 6 months, because we are now hopefully accelerating out of this pandemic. Some of these markets might bounce back, the aerospace and all of that. This has probably come at the right time, hasn't it, for you?
Yes, it has, and it's just finishing as we're coming into the end of sort of the lockdown and the easing of the burdens on everyone. I am still concerned, and I always try and be a little bit negative, so that if it's better than that, then we're all better off. But I still think we've got to be very careful about another lockdown. And seeing what's happening in Europe at the moment is quite worrying, but let's keep our fingers crossed that the vaccination program stays robust and actually keeps us going. You know, we are remaining very positive now. For the next 6 months, it's going to be well, we'll see what it brings, but we're very positive. We're starting to see some great orders coming in, and hopefully that can continue.
So for any of the materials specified by Les during that interview, you need to contact Interco using their website, interco.co.uk. But what I can tell you from meeting up with Les today is this is a company that is building for the future.